Hello. At Wrongful Convictions News, we champion 12 voices, 12 resilient souls, who wake up every day behind prison walls, knowing they have innocence on their side. These are the stories behind the extraordinary people we champion.
Wrongful Convictions News presents Innocence on Their Side, Innocent Then, Innocent Still. Part 1. Darlie Routhier's death row case stands as a stark example of trial by media. News outlets painted her as a heartless party mom, based on a carefully edited graveside video before she ever stepped foot in a courtroom. Now, even one of her original jurors admits they may have made a devastating mistake, having never seen crucial photographs of Routhier's wounds that prosecutors deliberately withheld from the jury, photographs showing injuries that the state called superficial, but were so severe that self-infliction would have been impossible. As the fight for new DNA testing continues, Darlie remains on death row. John Juka's fight for freedom reveals how a prosecutor's star witness, who courageously came forward with the truth, had received undisclosed benefits for his testimony, a fact hidden from jurors for over 2 decades. Despite the witness taking the brave step of recanting and explaining his earlier testimony, John has remained behind bars for over 21 years. His mother, Doreen, has never stopped fighting, uncovering evidence of prosecutorial misconduct that extends far beyond the witness testimony. John remains incarcerated while he waits for the justice he deserves. John Brooken's case hinges on untested DNA evidence that could prove his innocence in Sheila Ginsburg's 1990 murder. Despite modern advances in DNA technology, Pennsylvania courts continue blocking his attempts to test crucial evidence, including the murder weapon. This resistance persists even though DNA testing has freed hundreds of innocent people across America, and the technology becomes more precise each year. Meanwhile, John remains behind bars, fighting for the simple chance to prove what everyone but the legal system already acknowledges, that he is innocent. After being isolated and interrogated for 9 grueling hours without a lawyer, 22-year-old Melissa Kalusinski finally broke. Detectives used coercive pressure tactics, threatening her with the death penalty, lying to her about the evidence they had against her, and offering leniency if she'd just confess. Medical experts have since discovered the child in her care had an old head injury, completely contradicting the prosecution's theory of the crime. Despite all the evidence that points to her innocence, Melissa remains behind bars. Bart McNeil's case defies logic from the start. He had to plead with police to return and investigate his daughter's death, an action no guilty person would take. For 26 years, he's maintained that his ex-girlfriend, Masuk Nowlin, killed his daughter. Masuk would later murder her mother-in-law in a chillingly similar manner, a tragedy that might have been prevented had authorities properly investigated her connection to 3-year-old Christina McNeil's death. New DNA testing has revealed hair matching Masuk's profile at the crime scene, yet the system continues to deny this catastrophic failure of justice. David Thorne's conviction hinges on a single witness, a man who escaped a death sentence by naming David as the mastermind. Despite multiple witnesses placing David miles away when Yvonne Lane was murdered in 1999, in a classic case of tunnel vision, investigators ignored leads pointing to all other suspects. For 27 years, he has maintained his innocence, while evidence supporting his alibi continues to mount. The man whose testimony sent David to prison has since recanted, yet the system remains unmoved by this proof of injustice, and David remains behind bars for a crime he had nothing to do with. Be sure to join us for part 2 of Innocence on Their Side, Innocent Then, Innocent Still. Visit us at wrongfulconvictionsnews.com and partner with us at wrongfulconvictionsnews.org.